Well, hello there, Capricorn. How are you? It is so good to see you again. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm so grateful that you're here. So today we are doing your 2024 General Tarot reading. We'll take a look first at the overall energy for the year ahead, and then we'll move to the Tarot to take a look at more of the details for each of the 4 quarters. So we'll break down each quarter separately to see what the energies are, what obstacles might be on your path, and also any advice from Spirit. And if you're enjoying the content that I create, I'd really appreciate it. If you would consider liking, commenting, or subscribing, I really do appreciate all of your support. Okay, let's get into it. Let's see what you have as your overall theme. Oh, I love this. Stepping into power. You are strong beyond measure, right? This is the energy of taking back your energy, taking back control of your own life instead of 2023 was really kind of a crazy year. I've heard this from so many people, just kind of like chaotic, right? And it is, one of the reasons is because we were in the Chariot energy. It was a 7 year and we were in the Chariot energy. This year, it's an 8. It's the Strength card in Tarot, but it's that gentle strength. It's not like the Chariot where it can get out of control, right? This is this calm inner strength that allows you to take back your power and to step in the direction that you are wanting, instead of allowing people or situations to kind of allow your life to be dramatic or chaotic at times. You're kind of going back within, understanding that you have the power to make the choices that are the most aligned for you. And then you have Vulture Spirit. Nothing is wasted, okay? So there's a little bit of an energy here where you may have to walk away, step into your power and walk away from a certain situation or relationship, a mindset, a behavior, a pattern of behavior, or a belief system. Stepping into your power to understand it's time for me to move in a different direction. But I feel like Capricorn, part of the reason you have not yet made this change, and it's kind of like an energy where I feel like you kind of know where this change needs to occur in your life, right? If you haven't been exercising, you know it's time to step into your power and start creating that time in your schedule so that you can work out, right? Or if it's a job that's really like draining you of your energy, understanding it's time for you to step into your power and to make a change in your career sector, right? This is helping you to have that inner strength to do it. And once again, I feel like intuitively, you know that it's time to make a change. You're holding yourself back. And I think part of the reason is because you've put so much time and energy into a situation or a belief system or a relationship. And therefore you're kind of like, but I put all this time and energy into it. I don't want to cut and run at this time because look at how much I'll lose out of this situation. But here's the thing with the Vulture Spirit. It's a reminder that nothing is wasted, right? You've learned lessons from this situation. You've gained inner strength from this situation. There are things that have helped you to grow in this situation, but the situation has expired. It's no longer in alignment with what you truly want for yourself. So it's time to allow yourself to leave this behind. And Capricorn, sometimes you can kind of like get into an energy of feeling like, looking at how much you've put into something, how much time, energy, love, patience, you put so much of yourself into something. But if it's not reciprocating, it's not giving you back the same amount of time, energy, or love, it's time to allow yourself to step into your power and say, this isn't working for me anymore. I need to go in a new direction. And knowing that you're not wasting anything by making that move. Yeah, you're not. You've gained what you were meant to gain out of that situation. And so you can move forward knowing that it is the best decision for you. All right, so let's go to each of the 4 quarters. We're going to start with January, February, and March. Let's see where you start this year. Yeah, this is a beautiful energy. And you know, Capricorn, Pluto is moving out of your sign and into Aquarius towards the end of January. And I feel as if you are kind of almost getting a sense of a relief. With the King of Pentacles, this is the energy of being in your power when it comes to your finances, okay? So I feel like you've put a lot of time and energy into building your finances, okay? But the last 15 years, Pluto has been in your sign. And that is an energy of, you know, following the rules, working really hard, working very diligently, being very, you know, frugal with your money, or very, you know, secure in your money. You spending your money wisely, saving your money, spending a lot of time on that. But here's the thing. I think as Pluto moves into Aquarius, all of a sudden you're opening up your mind to understanding that wherever you have been putting your time and energy, especially either in a career, a job, okay, where you can build your own or business that you have created, right? Your financial security, or in a relationship that helps you to build financial security. What you're understanding is, I'm not that happy. It's time to go get my happy, right? So sometimes what happens is, you know, we have the King of Pentacles there. He's kind of like standing on his pile of money, right? And you could have acquired some financial stability for yourself. I'm not saying that maybe you've created a lot of wealth or something, but you've at least put a lot of time and energy into creating financial stability for yourself. But you're also understanding that, you know, you don't have the time for, or the energy for the fun that you also want to have. And that's where that Aquarian energy towards the end of January, January 21st, Pluto moves into Aquarius. Aquarius is much more expansive. It's kind of like you, maybe the last 15 years when Pluto's been in your sign, you've been really diligent with your money. And I'm not saying that you're throwing that away, but you're kind of like, I've put all my time and energy into my financial sector. Now it's time to expand my horizons. Where would I like to travel? What kind of relationships would I like to have? What other things bring me joy, rather than just trying to have financial security or putting your energy into building a business or your financial sector. Yeah. This is so interesting. You have the Emperor, right? This is Aries energy, but it's the same energy as the King of Pentacles, right? Being really focused on, you know, money, or having that sense of financial security, whether you're creating it for yourself or you're in a relationship, right? That is allowing you to have that also. So you could be married to someone that has money, or you could even have, you know, family money. This could be family money, or it could be, you know, a boss that provides a job for you, right? But you're concentrating on making that person happy in order to have this financial security. And I feel like you have worked towards having more independence in your financial stability. And yet at the same time, it's kind of like, I still want more out of life than just financial security. Yeah, because you have a Tower coming in. You know, this is the epiphany. There's more out there than just building a pile of money. Yeah, it's really kind of interesting because I feel as if you suddenly see the light. You may even have, you know, you can have some kind of an event or episode of some sort. You could even have a little bit of a health scare or something that helps you to recognize that life is too short. I'm spending my time and energy just trying to appease either other people that will help me to have financial security, or working myself, you know, almost to the bone in order to have financial security. What else is there? And you're making a big change in January, February, and March, I think you're seeing that there is more out there, especially when Pluto goes into Aquarius. Beautiful energy. I feel like for some of you, this is kind of like rocking your world, because you could be feeling as if you have wasted, and I won't say wasted because you haven't, you've wasted a lot of time focusing on the wrong thing, focusing on just your pentacles, right? And this is the energy of, no, you haven't wasted anything, because you put so much time and energy into creating your financial stability, right? That you can now go have fun. That's the way to look at it. That you have learned lessons from this, or that you have allowed yourself to bring some sense of stability, or built skills, or see yourself in a different light, gained strength within yourself, right? So that you can go in a new direction. So let's see what the next quarter, this would be April, May, and June, bring for you. Yes, look at this. You're stepping into this energy of knowing that you deserve more, right? That it's not just about working all day long, right? And then having no energy to do those things that you really want to do. This is saying, I want more balance in my life, right? I want to work and play. I want to save money and spend money, right? And I'm not saying spend money frivolously, but spend money on things that will bring you happiness, whether that's traveling or purchasing things that will bring you more joy in your life. Some of you may have deprived yourselves even of the things that you wanted materially in order to just have this sense of security in your own financial sector. This is like, no, I want everything. I want this balance of my life, work and play, spend and save, right? It's a lovely energy of reassessing, Seven of Pentacles, reassessing where you want to put your time, your energy, and your love. And for some of you, your resources, okay? So for some of you, you could, I'm not saying you're going to give up saving money, right? that doesn't make any sense either, right? It's not like you're going to the other extreme. That's maybe what this has to do a little bit with. Perhaps you've been looking at your financial sector as an extreme, that there is no middle ground. Oh, interesting energy. It's also the number 19. 1 plus 9 equals 10. It's the end of a cycle. So what I'm saying is that you could have been conditioned as a child, okay, to see the world as either someone is a saver or a spender, right? Like the two extremes. You could have had people in your life as a child. Like I had a grandmother that raised 8 children during the Depression, right? And so she was a saver. I mean, she would save, 3 peas at the end of dinner. She would save those 3 peas and wrap them up very carefully and put them in the refrigerator. She would save every single thing. It was kind of an extreme, but there was a reason for it, okay? She had raised 8 children during the Depression, and she had gone without before, and she really had this sense of, I've got to save everything. Then you could have somebody that was like that in your life, right? And then you could have had somebody else that as money just burned a hole in their pocket, right? So they were just spending it as fast as they could. And maybe you think that life is only about those extremes. Like you're either a saver, a hoarder in some sense, or you could be just a spendthrift, right? And so or a spender, I guess. And so you don't understand that there can be a middle ground where you can save money for those things that you would really like, but you can also spend money on those things that will bring you joy. And I think that that's what you're kind of understanding, that life is more about balance. It's not about extremes. If you think about it, that is what life is really about. It's about finding that happy balance in life. And that is not easy, but I feel like that is where you're coming. Yeah, look at this. You are coming into a sense of balance. Because you have the Two of Pentacles there, right there in the middle, right? And over here you have the Five of Swords. This is the sense of not wanting to regret, okay? So you could have had somebody in your life that didn't save money, and then when they got to an older age, they didn't have what they needed. Or you could have read about somebody like that, or watched a movie about somebody like that, and it really influenced you. So you have this sense of, I don't want to regret. So I better save all my pentacles, right? I better hold on to them all. And then you overthink when you spend money, almost to the point where you don't enjoy spending money. This is going into your intuition, okay? Allowing your intuition to guide you towards bringing in, attracting those things that you want in your life, the material things that you want in your life. I think you're transforming significantly as far as the material things that you have and the material things that you want. It's really kind of interesting because I think you have King of Cups on the bottom. I get the sense that emotionally, right? I mean, if you think about it, this is very grounded energy, but at the same time, very, I want to say like stoic, right? There's this kind of like strong work ethic here, right? Not a lot of fun. These two people don't have a lot of fun. Their fun is making money. But here's the thing, what you're understanding is that when you put so much time and energy into creating a career, or putting so much time and energy into working so hard, that your heart is left not having what it wants. You know, whether that's relationships, romance, traveling, you know, even some of those frivolous things that we buy, if they sometimes open up our heart, right, to allow ourselves to love ourselves enough to sometimes purchase those things, right, that it doesn't always have to make sense. Sometimes life doesn't make sense. Sometimes the heart doesn't make sense. These two would want to know how it's going to affect the bottom line, right? This is kind of like, yeah, no, it makes me feel good. And so I want to experience that, whatever that is. Yeah, because you're dropping the burden. I think what you're doing is you're understanding that you have to drop the burden of towing the line, right? Of always making only wise choices when it comes to money. And once again, I'm not saying that you're throwing money out the window or wasting it, not at all. But this is a sense of, what does my heart truly desire? What does my heart truly desire? And allowing yourself to step towards that, to allow that to come towards you, to enjoy it too. Some of you may even purchase something that your heart desires, but then you have a hard time enjoying it, right? Constantly kind of like feeling like you have to logically make it make sense. Yeah, you may even be like trying to justify it to yourself, to your friends, to your family, to your CPA, right? It's like, but I wanted this. Okay, so you wanted it. That's fine. Allowing yourself to say, I wanted this. This is something I wanted, and so I purchased it, right? So let's see where this leads, because I think that this opens your heart. Here's the problem. These two, okay, are so concentrated on their career that they really don't have time for romance. When we, this could be even, remember I said frivolous, buying frivolous things, buying flowers for yourself, right? The energy of, well, the flowers are kind of, a little bit frivolous. I don't really need those, This is the energy of, no, the flowers bring me happiness and joy, and therefore I'm purchasing them for myself. What happens is that you activate opening your heart to seeing life in a different way, of expanding. Look at this. You have the loving man. This is the third quarter, July, August, and September. You have the loving man bringing flowers, right? Stepping into your divine feminine energy. And that is part of the problem, is that in the past, this is very divine masculine energy. The King of Cups is masculine, but he is, out of the four kings, the most in tune with his divine feminine energy, because we all have divine feminine and divine masculine. This helps to bring you more balance into yourself. Instead of only being in your divine masculine energy, you're allowing your divine feminine to rise up, to have this balance within yourself, right? The divine feminine, the divine masculine. And therefore, you can have more of a sense of balance within yourself. Now, you have the Five of Wands here. I think for some of you, this is actually kind of difficult for you to navigate because maybe for the last 15 years, since 2008, when Pluto went into your sign, you could have been concentrating. You could have been almost in that really strict divine masculine energy, concentrating on your career, concentrating on the pentacles, the tangible things in life. The divine feminine concentrates on the non-tangible things, what her heart desires, sharing her love and caring nature with other people. So this almost kind of like brings in this sense of you have the Death card. I think you're ending something here. For some of you, I actually think you may be changing your career. You could be changing your job. You could be retiring. Some of you could be retiring. You're understanding that where you have been putting your time and energy has drained you of your divine feminine energy, and you're stepping back into your power, knowing that that wasn't a waste. It was not a waste, but what you want is more of a balance. You're going towards what your heart truly desires. The Nine of Cups is your wishes being granted. Nine of Cups is putting it out to the universe, what your heart desires, not what your pocketbook desires, about what your heart desires. What does your heart desire? I think for some of you, it is a romantic relationship, not based on money, but based on a true love, right? Beautiful energy of really kind of, you have the King of Wands and the Nine of Cups going towards what it is. Really and truly going towards what your heart truly desires. Changing direction. The King of Wands, this could be a King of Wands that you're attracting in. This could be you kind of stepping into your King of Wands energies. Look at how the two of those are very similar. And once again, it's the energy. It's not about the gender of the card. It's the energy of the card. The King of Wands is somebody that goes in the direction that he is inspired to go into. All right. He's not choosing a job because of how much money it will provide, but choosing a job where he knows that his heart will be happy because he'll feel a sense of fulfillment and purpose. He goes in that direction knowing that when he puts his time and energy into what his heart truly desires, he will also attain the financial stability and security that he also wants. Okay, so let's see what the fourth quarter has for you. And Capricorn, I do personal readings. So if this is resonating with you and you'd like a more personalized version, I'd really be honored to do a reading for you. The link is in the description box below. And I do have a 2024 reading up right now where I look at each of the 12 months separately. So if this is resonating, you may want to take a look at that. All right. So let's see how the year ends. Okay, you have the Nine of Swords. You have the never-ending story, and you have the status quo. You're ending. You're finally breaking a pattern that maybe you have lived in a very long time. Maybe since childhood. This pattern, especially since 2008, but maybe back into with childhood. Understanding that you had some type of mental belief, some kind of conditioned belief around money, that money The amount of money you have indicates how much you're worth, okay? Your job, okay, and your position are important as far as your worth. Or you could have even had an energy around where you feel like you don't deserve to have those things that you maybe want or desire. You could have grown up even in a family environment where money was kind of tight, and so you really didn't get anything frivolous. There were no frivolous items, because there wasn't any extra money. And therefore you kind of continued that into your adult life. But this is allowing yourself to break the pattern of anxiety around your financial sector. This, I feel, is something that you have possibly had your entire life. It's almost like ingrained in you. And when you break this cycle, when you allow yourself to break this cycle, I think for some of you, it is kind of difficult because I think that you may have a little bit of resentment. Yeah, this is taking a lot of courage to do this. I think some of you may have a lot of resentment, initially at least, by the way that you were raised. Or have a lot of regret out of spending so much of your time working so hard and feeling like this is where your value lied, right? Or this is the only thing that really mattered. And I think logically you know that that's not true. It's this internal transformation that is occurring within you. That is, because you have the death card, a transformation. Something that you are allowing to die out. And in the process, brings you this energy where you have the strength. And look at this, the strength card is coming out, right? Stepping into your power to go towards those things that truly bring you this sense of happiness and joy. It's kind of like when you were a child, there's probably something else that you can relate to, right? Something like, the tooth fairy, right? Or something like that, where, you truly believed something and it was taught to you from your family unit. And then when you found out that it wasn't exactly that way, or that it didn't exist, or whatever, you could have been really upset. Because there's almost a sense that you feel as though you've been duped into worrying about something, like the boogeyman under your bed, right? Like you've been duped into believing in something, and you're recognizing that this anxiety that you have had your entire life was really kind of like stole some of the joy out of your life. And when you find that out, it's kind of like you're not really sure, where do I go? How does this actually, where does this take me? What else is not true? It's almost like you open up your whole world, starting to maybe even question other beliefs or other thought patterns or other mindsets that maybe you had as a child, or that you have strongly believed in for a very long time. And I think for some of you, intuitively, you have been getting this message for some time, but it's been so ingrained, right? You've believed in it so much that it's been really hard for you to kind of walk in a different direction. It opens your world. It truly opens your world. I think for some of you, you initially are kind of like I've wasted my whole life. There is that energy, a little bit of I've wasted my whole life. It's kind of like, I was in a long-term marriage, right? And then when it ended, it was kind of like, initially, I was like, I just wasted 35 years of my life. That's not really true. That's really not true, right? So it's about taking some time to say, you know what? And that experience, right, brought me some experiences, some insights, some wisdom that are important, right? I know I can work hard. I know I can build a business. I've been able to step into my power, perhaps even as a leader. And this is now where you can take the lessons, the insight, the wisdom, right? The skills, the talents, the gifts that you have acquired through this. It's not been a waste. It helps you to step into your power and go in this new direction. Almost like really with a passion. The King of Wands is very passionate. Kind of with a passion. This is it. Life is too short. I've spent so much time doing this. Now I'm going in this direction. I'm going after what I truly love, or even learning what you love. For some of you, you may not even have allowed yourself to go there, right? Wow. And that is all with that Aquarian energy. I can tell you, this is almost like, that feeling when you were a kid and on the last day of school and, summer break has started and you just were like, this is amazing. No more school for, the summer, just having time to play and everything. That is exactly the energy that you have there. It's kind of like, okay, I wouldn't be surprised. I think some of you are going to go and have so much fun. Allow yourself to do that. You've worked hard. You deserve what comes next. All right, let's pull a soul truth card for your final advice. And once again, I really do appreciate all your support by liking, commenting, and subscribing. So let's see what we have here. Do I surround myself with people who lift me up? Yeah, I think that is part of it. You have been working so hard that you have not allowed yourself to be surrounded by people that are having fun and going on adventures in life and everything. You've been thinking, no, I have to eat my vegetables and do my homework before I can go have fun. Yeah, it's time to go have fun. It really is. The people with whom we surround ourselves determine who we become. Does your tribe fill you up? Do they inspire you? Do they believe in you? And do they help you step into your greatest potential? And that's it. If you're spending your days, okay, kind of having to follow the rules, having people tell you what to do, right? Feeling like you have to, do a good job or whatever, or, you're going to get fired or whatever it is that you're worried about, this anxiety that you have been living with maybe for your entire life. You have to get all A's in school or whatever it is. When you allow yourself to release from that mindset, okay, it is going to be so freeing. You can allow yourself to go towards what your heart truly desires. For some of you, this is such a big change. You may want to start out slow. Buy yourself some flowers, right? Go slow. For others of you, I think you are going to be like, school is out and I am going to go have fun. And that is where I think I get that energy where some of you, if you're able to, you may even retire. You may decide, this life is too short. Time to go. Time to go play. All right. I'm going to leave it there, Capricorn. Once again, I really appreciate all of your support and I wish you a very happy new year. And I hope to see you again really soon. Bye for now.